shit.
New shit.
I had to learn to sit with it. No pushing it down, hiding it away. No trying to rewire it with the affirmations of the day. I cried for 3 months damn near every single day. Trying to make it make sense. Why am I so conflicted by something I know does not fit? Why on the first night that I met you, I knew this would be something. I just couldn't pinpoint what it was. I knew I would never be the same and that you would be the cause. I told my homegirl this that night. She was my first phone call. I told you one day that you would either be the love of my life or one of my greatest heartbreaks. And you probably thought I was crazy because it was too early for me to think that way. But I catch more than vibes. I see shit that from others the universe hides. I guess that's what they call divine protection. I watched you fight yourself trying not to love me, and it was so sad to see. Because who broke you and made you think that it was okay to break me?
Rewind.
I watched you fight yourself trying not to love me, and it was so sad to see. Because who broke you and made you think it was okay to break me? The push and pull was strange. It wasn't intentional, it was subconscious, like you would reach the peak, get scared, and jump off of it. You would realize you were sitting up too high and convince yourself that you didn't deserve to fly. I never felt unwanted. You would always be right there. The withdrawal was energetic. It was like, love me, but don't love me right there. Sometimes we would just stare into each other's eyes for an extended time, exchanging words that neither of us were bold enough to say out loud. Just know that I heard you even with the noise from the crowd. It was like your heart was on a stage, and as soon as someone hit the lights, everything froze and you got stage fright. I know what it was, and it had nothing to do with me. You taught me not to personalize everything. I know what love feels like, and I know my intuition doesn't lie. I wasn't confused because I was being treated wrong. I was confused because the words and actions didn't align. I'm used to people saying they love me while being mishandled. I was being handled correctly, but the wording caused mental challenges. I could see the war within you as you tried to be the man you thought you should be. You were trying so hard just to get it right. I understood why the sacrifice had to be me. You didn't believe you deserved both. You didn't believe you deserved love and hope. You didn't believe that the prayers you prayed would actually come into fruition one day. So you got nervous and fumbled the one thing that would have always stayed. Ironically, you and I were one and the same. I could relate because I also carried that type of pain. I realized that the day we were riding in the car and you placed your hand on my knee, in my mind I told myself, don't get too comfortable. This isn't his consistent way of being. I loved your hand being there, but it just didn't feel safe because I knew once you realized that you were showing emotion that you would pull it all away. So I started to ask myself, why would I even stay? It's because we carried the same traumas, they just presented in different ways. But at the end of it, both of us were afraid that the other wouldn't stay. You didn't feel you were enough, and I felt I was too much. No one did anything wrong for real. We were just out of touch. You thought you had me, and I thought you thought you had time, and I thought you weren't going to waste mine. All of these things were orchestrated by the divine. We would either recognize this and grow better with time, or we would decide it was best to leave it all behind. And I chose the latter. Because I realized in this situation, my feelings or yours weren't what really mattered. This was preparing me for the love I said I wanted to see, by turning me into the person I needed to be, to receive the love when it showed its hand to me consistently. I was learning that when they say fight for love, the fight should never be within yourself. The fight should be two people fighting against the world to protect the relationship's health. I was learning that my confidence and belief can't be tied to anyone else, because what they are showing you is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. I was learning my power, that I was whole with or without being chosen, to stop falling in love with my assignments when I know that they're already broken. to believe what my heart sees instead of my mind, and to always remember that the eyes never lie. I was being worked on and refined. I didn't see it that way at that time. I felt like, why do the heartbreaks always have to be mine? Then I learned it was because I love to be in places that aren't aligned. It was comfortable for me to be in confusion all the time. Until it wasn't. I was outgrowing myself and missed it just trying to survive. You were the catalyst that showed me my past wounds weren't welcome anymore, that I wasn't who I thought I was, that I had become much more, that the ceiling to some was considered my floor. This is why you should be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. I asked for a love so deep that one would never sleep. One that loved the whole me for me. And the universe said, okay, but in order for me to fulfill that request, you have to get out of your own way. I can't give you anything until you make the space. I'm not sure what your lesson was from this, and honestly, it isn't my business. I was put in this place to serve as a witness to what people become when their traumas have won. And it's sad to watch. So I sit with it. No pushing it down, hiding it away. No trying to rewire it with affirmations of the day, but with the knowing that it won't forever be this way. Because whether it's the situation or me, something's got to change.
It's Dr. Ashlee Roche.